Right, we're just out for another ride today. We're off to Cockermouth, and we're going to do a couple of bridleways to get us to the back of Skiddaw. And we're going to do dash Skiddaw House and back along the Glenza Terra path and spooning back down to Keswick. It's new bike day sort of today. I'm on a Specialised Levo Comp, the alloy one. This is my first ride on it. I've had a few sort of like little setup rides on it, but it's the first proper big ride on it, so we'll see how we get on. We'll talk about that a bit during the ride. I've got Andy with me today. He's a little way back. He's on his Focus Jam, so we're both e-boys today, so we'll see how the mopeds do getting us up the hills. So this is us just at Beckwith, so we've been on the tarmac from Keswick, and we're about to start a little climb up through the forest, which is actually the coast to coast path. It's the coast to coast bridleway. We'll take over with up, and then with a little bit of road work after that to Cockermouth. What I want to do is I'm going to try and just keep it in eco for most of the day, because it's about a 53-kilometre day. So, and I don't really know how long. It's got the 700 watt hour battery in it, so it should be fine, but obviously I don't really know how long it's going to last, so I'm going to try and just leave it in the eco mode and see how it goes. The climb, and to say it was easy, maybe a bit of an understatement. It's 23% in places on a good track, and it was just steady away. Not like on a normal bike though. Could they not get like a gate opening mechanism on these e-bikes, Andy? They do everything else for you. They do everything else for you, don't they? Oh, it's going to be an awkward one, isn't it? I was thinking it would just slide open. Hey, it's a good job I've got a gate opener with me. Well, that's it. The Specialised Levo Comp. I haven't got anything to rest it up against there. There you go. Well, Andy will hold it for me. He can be the bike stand. So it's quite a good looking bike. I don't really know an awful lot about it. It's all Shimano group set on it, so it's got a Shimano 12 speed on it and Fox 36s. I think they're 160mm on the front, and I think it's probably 140 or something on the back of that Fox. I'm not quite sure, I'll have to look at the spec. And Andy's on his Focus, and he's just got his big booster battery on it, so he's on a mud hugger on the back as well. I'm going to get one of those. Going full way up now. We're going to cross the A66 soon, and then continue on up to the edge of Cockermouth. This is us just leaving the road. We're just at the edge of Cockermouth, and we'll just hit the bridleway here. So we're going to have a bit of a grassy long ascent up this ridge line here. So we'll see how we get on with that. We're going to E up now, aren't we, Andy? Let's hope it's not too claggy. Oh, it's a bit soft. Well, this is us coming up this slog from Cockermouth. It's been very boggy, soft. We've had to walk a little bit of it just because we were spitting out all the time, but this bit's not so bad. We're nearing the summit now, so we're going to go around the back of Setmervy Woods and then down to where Trotter's Animal Park is. I think we skirt the edge of that. Summit the soft ground coming up here, when we could keep traction, there's no way on a normal bike I'd have pedalled it, just because it would have been just too hard with it digging in and being so soft, and obviously losing momentum by spinning out. But on this, if you had some big tyres on it, you'd have easily ploughed through it. It's a big chunky mud tyres. Sort of trail, I mean, other than the muddy section, it's been quite a nice mellow trail the whole time. You could say boring, but the scenery's been really nice, so it's been good. The e-bike's been performing well. And we've done, I don't know, what, about 25k so far. I think I've only used one bar on it. This is just going through my moss wood, and it's rather pretty this bit. We've just been through a mud bath though, which I didn't film, so don't get sucked into it. I mean, in some ways, you know, obviously riding in the Lake District, because we're in lockdown, we're not scraping the bottom of the barrel I'm trying to find rides for my logbook, but I'm trying to find different things to do. But this is I mean, riding wise there's been no technicality or other than trying to get through the mud, technicality with it, but views wise and stuff, it's been very nice. Very pleasant indeed. I couldn't have done that on a normal bike. It was definitely an e-bike, wasn't that? I've only been in eco all day so far. I don't know what we've done. We've done 28.7 kilometres. And we've climbed 570 metres so far today, so that's not bad really. And I've used one bar of battery out of 10, so I would say I wasn't going to have any battery anxiety. Apparently that's what e-bikers get, range anxiety. With the Specialised app though, you can put the details of your ride in, the length of the ride, the amount of ascent gain. I think it has to be your body weight as well, and it'll work out how much battery you have and make it last for the whole route. I'll have to try that at some point, but at the moment I'm just leaving it fairly standard, and it's like bathing in mud, this. Fairly standard, and I've not changed anything in mission control yet. I suspect I'll turn down the settings for eco, because I mean I'm getting quite a bit of assist off it really in eco, and I would really rather have eco to be almost like pedaling a normal bike, just to overcome the weight of the bike, and then have trail mode where I actually get some help on the assist, and then I'll have, you know, the turbo or boost mode just as for flat out for steep hills. We'll see how that goes though, because as I say, we've done a few fairly steep hills. I think the climb up with it was about, well, I think it was touching 25% at some point, so it wasn't, so it was fairly steep. I mean, I would have been able to spin up, I would have said, but I'd have probably had to have a break halfway to put my lungs away. And on this soft ground, it does sap your energy on a normal bike. Not a problem on this though. been plodding across more muddy, wet fields. You can basically cycle across it, but it just carves a huge furrow and is draining the battery, so we're just pushing across these ones because it's just so wet, the grass. We're just making a nasty mess by trying to ride on it. So we're just about to hit the end of the Dash Falls Road in a minute or two when we get out of this field. But we had quite a nice little descent for like Robin Hood down into Bassenswaite, but I forgot to switch the GoPro on, so we missed that. But to be honest with you, this ride would have been okay on a dry day where the ground was dry. But everything is just so wet after all the snow melting, all the fields are just sodden. Right, we've just had some lunch. This is just at the well, we've just left the tarmac road, which is the farm road, and we're just about to start our climb up Dash Falls. Obviously I've done it many times before on a normal bike. This is the first time doing it on an e-bike, so we'll see how we get on. I mean, it's quite a gentle climb at the start and then it ramps up. So the battery seems to be doing very well on the bike. I'm probably about halfway through it. But we've done nearly 1,000 metres of climbing already. And 40 kilometres. I normally get up to that little rocky outcrop as when I'm on pedals, and that's where I usually give up. So we'll just see what this does, because it really kicks up just there, the gradient. I think I might be putting into trail for that, Andy. Engage turbo. God, this is just insane! How good is this? Just at the top of Dash Falls now. The e-bike was almost too powerful for that. I was doing wheelies up there just about. It just makes this climbing so easy. I mean, you'd be pedaling with your lungs hanging out coming up here on a normal bike. On this it's just no problem. I put it into medium mode, trail mode, and it just eats it up. In eco it's a bit more work, you can feel it. You know, I'm having to put a bit of work in. It's still much easier than a normal bike, but you are doing some work. I mean, until now though, I've been in eco the whole ride, so that's what I've done. 42 kilometres now, and 1,100, well, nearly 1,200 metres of ascent. Actually, pedals really like a normal bike in eco, it's just easier. But as soon as you go into trail mode, it becomes like there's no resistance on the pedals really, unless you're going up something. Well, even when you're going up steep stuff, it doesn't seem to be a lot of resistance on the pedals. That's Skiddaw House over there. It's probably a pinprick on GoPro. You got the back of Blencathra there. That's the end of, that's Foul Crag up there, that little lump sticking out with some sharp edges on the other side. And then we've got Lonscale fell over here. connected up to obviously the Skiddaw range. This is all the back of Skiddaw, so that's the summit of Skiddaw just up there. Go put on this 4-line touch on my part there. Keep thinking on the pink spot and thinking he's going to go over them. you. Cheers now. There's one behind me. Thanks very much.
Oh, I was hungry and pissed off with the mud.
Oh no, shit, man. Wow.
I did think, oh, an easy ride, that'll be fine.
No. I knew it was going to be a bit shit in places. I didn't think it would be quite as shit, but it was like last Saturday, Andy. I didn't think it would be quite as snowy, did I? This week I thought it's not going to be quite as muddy for you.
It's winter. It's always harder.
It's just one of them things, isn't it? But I'm impressed with the bike anyway. It's
You should be. I mean, that thing just ate up everything.
didn't it? It did. It just, you know, even in eco, it just seemed to plough through everything. You know.
Eco seems to be so much more powerful than mine.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to swap bikes and find out, won't we?